told you every single time, don't you worry. You would always call me at the wrong time, so you can know what I was up to. Oh, don't you get that it's just stupid? Hey, just hear me out. It's been a while since we were good, so why we dragging out when we've been doing everything we could? I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight. Every time we spend time, I wanna do this for the last time. I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. It's crazy how we started off so good. Every single hour with you vanished just like that. But now it feels like I've been trapped, and I can't believe how you don't see it now. Hey, just hear me out. It's been a while since we were good, so why we dragging out when we've been doing everything we could? I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight. Every time we spend time, I wanna do this for the last time. I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight, but you only make it worse whenever you're around. 'Cause I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. I love the way you comfort me, still it's not enough. Oh, I love the way you comfort me, still it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't need it, no, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight, but you only make it worse whenever you're around. 'Cause I don't need it, no, I don't need it.
Every flower that's ever bloomed has had to go through a lot of dirt to get there. Isn't that the truth? Grow through what you go through. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. Today it's Friday. It's Fun Friday. And what does Fun Friday mean? It means we're going to do yoga and we're going to throw in some barre. We're going to throw in some Pilates. We're going to throw in some hand weights. We're just going to get you moving because we all know that as you move, you feel better. It's an hour-long practice. We practice live, start to finish. And if you only can stick around for 10 minutes, that's fine too. Do what you can with what you got. As the bottom of the screen says, do what's right for your body. Don't hurt it. Don't hurt yourself. Why would you ever want to do that? Take it easy, take it slow, breathe through what you go through. Make the poses work for you. Don't strive to do something that just doesn't seem right today. It's your body. Take care of it. Let's come on up to standing because we're going to warm up. All right, just try this. Try this on for size. Warm up. And if it works for you, stick around a little bit longer. Grab your props. You got to have some hand weights nearby. Just make it work. Okay, here's the deal. Lock in a stress number. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you today? What's going on? What's going on in your knees, in your head? Give it a number, assign a stress number to it, like smiley face to frowny face at the doctor's office. Remember that. Let's move through the practice. We're going to move fairly quickly. You're going to work up a little sweat. It's kind of nice. Let's begin in our confidence pose. Spread your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Hands to your hips, send your shoulders back, elbows back and down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Make it audible, it really does help. Have a chair nearby, a countertop nearby, water, weights, little bender ball, whatever you want to have in your practice. Just go through it today. See what you can do. Come on up to the balls of your feet, those Barbie doll feet, right? And then come on down to your heels. Rock on your feet. Do what you can. See the props that we use. Go grab them this weekend so you can use them next time. But just have fun. And you know what? You gotta get up, you gotta move, you can't stay immobile. You gotta grow, you gotta move. Rock up onto the balls of your feet, rock on down to your heels. Right here, this right now is a great activity. What you're doing is you're strengthening your foundation and you're building confidence, aren't you? You got that big old stance, your chest is wide, you're strong, you're coming up onto the balls of your feet, you're coming down to your heels, giving your toes a wiggle. Think of this word today as you practice. The word is goodness. 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 There we go, it's down there. Goodness means excellence in quality, the best part of anything. Why not give yourself the best? You really should. All right, you've got that confidence stance going. Be confident in your abilities. Come on now. You can do this. Come on down to your feet. Just give your toes one last little wiggle. Move them in a teeny little bit. Send your arms up high to the sky. This is called an extended mountain pose. Lengthen through your fingers, root into your feet. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up, even feel the lengthening in your hips. And then interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky. Think of a gentle palm tree on a beautiful Florida beach, right? What do you think, Liz? What do you think, Betty? Beautiful beaches. We'll be there soon. All right, so your lateral flexion of your spine. You're moving sideways. You're waking up your spine. How does it feel? Breathe in. Breathe out. Let it go. Bring your hands to your low back as you come back to the midline of your body. Push your hips forward. Squeeze your elbows back again. Lift through the chest right here. Just feel how good this feels. Take a deep breath in. Look up toward the sky, maybe. Push your hips more forward. You're stable. You're holding on to them. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Let it go. Sigh out that tension. Make it audible. Let it go. Now fold forward. Fold forward. I don't know how low you go, and it doesn't matter. You shouldn't care. Let it go. Let your hands reach toward the earth. Hinge forward, perhaps a little bit more. Think of your belly as hollowing out. Breathe. Put a little bend in your knees. Fold forward. Now let your neck go. Look to your ankles. Look to your knees. Shake your neck. No tension there. Shake your shoulders. Just move. Breathe in. Sigh it out. You've sighed it out. Your belly is hollow. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Just think of stacking each little vertebra up on your spine. Remove your chin from your chest last. Let's do some arm circles. Wake up your shoulders. Tee out your arms. Circle your arms to the back of the room. Hello, Tammy, Esther, Liz, Lynn, Stan, Barbara, Kelly, Rena, Michelle, Crystal, Deborah, Debbie. Glad you guys are here. All right, you're circling your arms. I don't know how big your circles are. Maybe you got a little bend in your elbows. Maybe you're kind of like washing the windows. Do what feels good. And put a bend in your knees. Oh boy, got to work those knees in. When the fingers come down, the knees come down. When the arms straighten up, the knees come up. Bend in the knees. How deep can you go? How deep do you want to go? How deep feels right? All right, circle the arms in the opposite direction. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Sigh it out. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Come on up to a standing position. Give your shoulders just a little wiggle. Big coat swing. All right, maybe close your eyes. That's quite a challenge, or keep them open if you want. Take a turn, take a twist to each side. Let your arms be heavy. Let your legs, take a nice broad stance so you feel secure. So here, maybe you close your eyes too. Or you look over your shoulder really, really far. Try to look really, really far over your shoulder. Let your arms hang heavy as you tap your backside, tap your hip. Just a nice little controlled twist. Slow it on down. Let it it all go. Ragdoll pose. All right, you're standing still at the midline of your body. I Dream a Genie arms, hands to opposite elbow creases. Lengthen up to the crown of your head and then fold forward, hinge forward. Work your feet about hip width distance apart. That's about 2 fist widths. You can measure it since you're down here. Bend in the knees or not, it's up to you. Look back to your knees or up towards your belly button. Big breath in, big breath out. Sway from side to side. This is the fullest expression of your ragdoll pose. Decompress your low back. Feel good. You know, there's no magic potion. You got to get up. You got to move. If you don't move, you lose it. Move it or lose it. You hear that saying all the time. And it is true. Wake up your body. Move your body. Finish up. Come to stillness at the midline of your body. Release your fingertips toward the earth and roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Lego block upon Lego block. Come on up to standing. Hands to prayer. Always a good place to be. Root into your feet. Soften your shoulders. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let all the tension go. Let any go as you create in your mind a little meditation saying, a little mantra, call it what you want, but a positive affirming statement, something about you. I am fill in the blank with something good. I am strong, I am beautiful, I am fit, I am here, I am capable, I am able. A million things, fill in your word. This is a moment for you. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You got that mantra? Remember it. Hinge forward. Release your hands toward your mat. Walk your hands forward. Walk your hands forward. Bend your knees. Come into a little bear plank. In your bear plank, your knees just hover above the earth just a little bit, just for a moment. Now come down to your knees. See, you can do it. You can do plank. In fact, we're going to do 6 of them today. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I promise. All right, child's pose. Knees spread today, big toes touching, arms reach to the top of your mat. Here's an opportunity to use a block or 2 or 3 or however many you want. Put the block down and bring your forehead down to the block. Think of the blocks as bringing the ground up to you. Reach your arms long and strong to the top of your mat. Maybe no block at all and you bring your head down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Push into your hands a little bit. Send your hips more back toward your heels. Find length in your spine. That's what you want to think about. Length in your spine. So your forehead's on your mat or your block. Your tailbone is lengthening to the back of your room. And your crown of your head is lengthening to the front of your room. Your back is long and strong. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Close your lips if you like and breathe in and out of your nose. Be efficient in your breathing. Take a deep breath in. Feel your lungs expand out your back and toward the sides of your mat. Exhale, let it soften. Tuck your belly button to your spine. Let all the air out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your elbows, bend your hands to prayer position behind your neck. Elbows are bent, nice little stretch of your triceps. Do you feel it in the back of your arm from your armpit on down to your elbow? I bet you do. Stretch your triceps. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press on up to a neutral tabletop position. In a neutral tabletop, your knees are under your hips, your shoulders are over your wrists, your back is nice and flat and straight as the crown of your head and your tailbone lengthen. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn your hands so your fingers are toward your knees. Oh my goodness. And then feel the stretch in the front of your forearm. All right, how does it feel? Ooh, my forearms feel really tight today. Go ahead and, wiggle your bottom from side to side like a dog wagging its tail. We'll do bird dog in a bit. All right, so just move your hips a little from side to side. Maybe move your hips a little bit back. Feel the stretch in your forearms. How do you like it? How far do you want to take it? Do you want to pop up onto the fingers or not? You decide. Just move your bottom a little bit. Feel the good stretch in your forearms. An area you don't stretch very often, but you need to stretch. Because think of how your hands, all of us are guilty. We're on a keyboard a lot, right? Think of how your arms are in that stationary position, not getting this good stretch. So stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. All right, finish. Bring your hands back to a natural position. Kind of wiggle your fingers like you're on that stinking keyboard to just kind of get that tingly feeling out of your arms. All right, now let's come into toes pose. Draw your toes towards your shins. Grab your 2 yoga blocks. So your toes are drawn towards your shins. You're standing on your knees. Have a seat back on your heels as best you can. Maybe you don't go all the way back there. Maybe this is an intense stretch in the toes right here. Just don't let it hurt. You got the blocks by your side. You can hold on to them. Maybe bring your shoulders over your hips. Settle into your toes. We're going to flow it. Toes pose, ankle pose, getting that full range of motion stretch. So don't be afraid to just settle in here into the toes because we're not going to stay very long. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I'm ready to come out. How about you? All right, let's hinge forward. Push into your blocks. Put the top of your feet on the mat. Keep your knees together. Use the blocks to push into and come on up onto the tops of your feet. Keep your knees together. Find your balance here so you're balancing on the tops of your feet. Maybe take it a little farther. And you know what? If you don't have the blocks, don't worry about it. You can still do this. The blocks, the bender ball, the weights just make it more fun. You don't have to have any of them today, but try to get them. I mean, they're not very expensive. And add them to your yoga tool chest. All right, we've been on the ankle pose for a while, stretching out the ankles. Let's go back to toes pose. I'm not going to use the blocks because you don't need them. All right, I'm going to sit back into my toes pose. I'm going to put my hands on my thighs or bring my hands to prayer center. And remember that mantra you created? Come back to it. I am, fill in the blank. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you exhale, really soften in the toes. Take that good stretch. Let's go into ankle pose. Come onto the tops of your feet. Lean on back and find your balance. Breathe. Hands are fine. Maybe the blocks are just great too. Or maybe nothing at all. Your hands are at prayer center. Maybe challenge yourself by closing your eyes. Oh my goodness, what a difference that makes. All right, so there's your toes pose. There's your ankle pose. You float it today. Come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles this way and that. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Time for cat-cow. Let's get into the spine. Press into the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest. Tuck your tailbone under. Cat pose. Arch your back up to the sky. As you take your inhale, do cow pose, just the opposite, tailbone and crown of your head lift. Do a couple more, push into the earth, cat, cow, cat, cow. Maybe you like doing this and you want to do it longer. I'm going to do cat pulling its tail. So give it a go, give it a try, and if you don't like it, go back to doing your cat-cow. I'm going to lift my right leg up. I'm going to draw my right heel toward my bottom. I'm going to lift my leg so that my knee is at about hip height. I'm going to push into my foundational limbs. Then I'm going to lift my left arm, reach around and grab my right foot. So I'm going to cross the midline of my body. I'm going to kick hard into my hand. Ooh. Then I'm going to look to the left side of my mat. I'm going to look to the left side of my room. And I'm going to look over my left shoulder. I'm going to kick even harder, feeling the opening in the shoulder. Finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Other side. Maybe you're continuing to do your cat-cow. Go for it. But just give this one a try. Lift the left leg. Draw the heel towards your bottom. Maybe try and stay right here. Or maybe try and reach back, knowing the foot's back there. Just reach toward it. Don't worry about it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Capture the foot if you want. Kick into the foot. Turn to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Kick harder into your hand. Cat pulling its tail. Let's finish. Knee comes down. Hand comes down. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Take a big cat pose. Tuck your chin to your chest. Tailbone under. Cow pose, tailbone and crown of the head lift. You've moved your spine lots of good ways. Let's now lengthen the spine. All right, first opportunity to use the ball. No ball, don't sweat it. You don't have to use it. I'm going to bring my right knee onto the ball. The ball is not fully inflated, it's squishy. That's what I want it to be because I want to create an unstable surface. Draw my right toes toward the shin. I'm going to lift the left leg up, knee to about hip height. Extend the left leg long, push hard into the earth. Here we go. There's part of a bird dog, right? Think of a bird dog like a pointer lifting its, I guess it would be its tail, right? And then take the other hand, the right arm, reach it toward the front of the room. Press into the earth. That's your stability there. Reach, stretch, find length. You can draw your elbow to your knee underneath your belly button and then reach, stretch, find length. Do it again, elbow to knee or close to it. Stretch, reach, finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down, other side. Put the ball underneath your left knee now. Draw the left toes toward the shin. If you're not on a ball, totally fine. You can still do a great bird dog. Lift the right leg up, extend the right leg long. Push into your mat. Right leg is extended. I've got my strong foundation here, but I'm always wiggle on this. You are going to. You're engaging the small muscles to keep you stable. I'm going to lift the left arm. I'm going to reach. Going to stretch. Going to find length. Then I'm going to tuck my elbow to my knee under my belly button and reach and stretch and find length. Elbow to knee and reach and stretch. I don't know, do we do it 2 times or 3 on the other side? Go for it. Finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Take your wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, hips back to your heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Head comes down toward the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. You've got it. Let's come back up to a neutral tabletop. Or not. You maybe stay in that child's pose. Don't sweat it. Just by being on your mat, you're doing your yoga, and it's excellent. All right, so now use a weight, a ball, or again, nothing at all, behind the right knee. Let's do our beloved little fire hydrant pose. Squeeze the ball behind your knee, or the weight behind your knee. Tuck the toes toward the shin. Helps you hold the ball more tightly. Lift the leg to the side of the room. Lift and lower. You can lift it a little, or you can lift it a lot. You decide what you want. All right, think a bar. One of the characteristics of a bar practice is pulsing. Let's lift the right leg up and pulse the outside of the right knee, the outside of the ankle. Pulse it up to the side of your room. Breathe. You're looking down between your thumbs. Your spine is long. Finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Lift the right knee towards your back, just like you did a moment ago in your bird dog pose. Kick the ball in towards your bottom for your donkey kick. Kick. Now check out your hips. Dial the right hip down. Don't have the hip popping up because you want the hip down. Both hips are equidistant to the earth. Push into your hands. You're strong. Your spine is long. Kick your bottom good and tight. Hold the heel towards your bottom and then pulse the leg up to the sky. Sometimes we do this on the back of a chair in a standing position. Another fine variation. And you know, how do your wrists feel? If your wrists aren't liking it too much, ball your hands into fists. Totally good, totally fine. There's lots of ways to do it. Lots of beautiful wildflowers in the garden, right? Yeah, they're in the garden and they're in the fields. But flowers, think of yourself as a beautiful flower. Every flower that's ever bloomed has had to go through a lot of work to get there. Breathe. We go through a lot of work to keep our bodies in shape. All right, knee hovers next to the other one. Bring the right knee down. Time to switch it out. Take the ball now behind your other knee, behind the left knee. Hold it there. Press into the earth, whatever arm variation you like. Maybe your hands are balled into fists. Start to lift the left leg to the side of your room. Little dog, big dog, it's all good. So you're working your hips, lots of mobility there. So you can go hiking this weekend. You can go for a nice walk. Get the blood flowing and enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the outdoors and looking for pretty wildflowers. All right, lift the leg up, good and high. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. Strong, you're strong. One of the strongest, biggest joints in your body. You're strong, you're nourishing it. Think of the blood flow going there. Woo! Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, let's go to hover the left knee next to the right, and let's go into our donkey kick. Lift the leg toward the back of the room. Left hip dials down. Give yourself a little kick in the bottom. Kick, kick, kick. Hold on here. So what do you feel here? I feel compression of the low back. I feel strengthening of those muscles in the low back. I'm going to push hard into the earth. Breathe. Keep the heel close to your bottom. Hold it good and tight. Now little teeny pulses of this donkey kick up to the sky. Strengthening your hips, your back. You got it. You got it. All right. There is your donkey kick. Let's go into a child's pose. Bring the left knee down to meet the right. Spread your knees wide. Oh, this is feeling good. This time, bring the ball to the top of your mat. Place your hands on it. Breathe. Send your hips back towards your heels. Maybe you can reach even farther into the ball or press into your mat. All good. Send your hips more back towards your heels. Nice big stretch. Ooh, relax in the backside. Breathe in. Breathe out. Oh. All right, come on up, neutral tabletop, find your weights. All right, you're gonna start with one weight. So from your neutral tabletop, let's do some rows. Bring the weight into your right hand. In your neutral tabletop, just row. Bring the weight towards your armpit. Press into the earth. You got it. Just kind of get familiar with your weights. And if you don't have weights, maybe you've got 2 sealed water bottles. That would work too. Breathe. These are little 3-pound weights. Breathe. Maybe you have several different weights. And you switch them out for different activities. All right, rowing it in. Let's switch it to the other side. Bring the weight into your left hand. From your neutral tabletop, lift to the armpit. You really need to incorporate weights into your practice. You need to incorporate the weights as you build strength in your bones. Increase your bone density, and make yourself stronger. Muscle burns more than fat. Muscle weighs more than fat. And you are working on your posture. You're strengthening your body with your weights. Breathe. And the older you get, you need to lift. Don't think, oh, I'm too old to lift. Nope, lift. All right, finish with your rows. All right, arms are nice and warmed up. Got the blood pumping. Let's do those 6 planks. You're thinking, oh my goodness, 6 planks. We're gonna set a timer for 1 minute. If you've been practicing with me before, earlier in the week, take the variation of plank you like. We're gonna do 6 of them. We're gonna do them all together, and I'm not gonna be able to see the timer, so Dwayne, you're gonna have to tell me when the minute elapses. 1 minute timer is gonna be on the screen. Let's give it a go. All right, let's begin by bringing your arms forward, knees back, and let's hinge the weight forward into your arms. Hold on here for a second. We'll start the timer in a few seconds, but hinge your weight forward. Feel the strength in your arms and feel engagement in your core. Hold it right here. And then this is the first position. Let's start the timer now. Push the weight into your hands. All right, you got this, right? You can do this. Hold on, take a deep breath in. Perfect. Timer is counting down if you want to look at it on the screen. All right, now let's take this into our forearms. Now come on down to your forearms. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Hands spread wide. Tuck your toes towards your shins and press on up to a dolphin plank. Hold it here in your dolphin plank. Breathe. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Let's do a Pilates plank. Let's do saw plank. Hinge forward onto your toes and then send your heels to the back of the room. So you're just moving your body forward and back a few times, this way and that. All right, I better go quick. Here we go. Let's press on up to a high plank. In your high plank, let's do mountain climbers. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Legs go long for the last 15 seconds. Push the earth away, high plank. Let's do plank jacks. Feet jump out, feet jump in. You could step 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Do your plank jacks as we finish our 1 minute setup now. Come on down to your knees. All right, something different, fun Friday. Time is up. How are you doing? Whew. All right, just try. We did each one a little bit. Give it a go. Have a drink and grab the ball. Come on down to your bottom. Take the ball, place it at your back. Ball is at the low back. If you don't have a ball, don't sweat it. Come all the way down. So when we do Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups, totally on our back, we're gonna do the same thing today on the ball. Bring your soles of your feet together to touch, knees open wide, hands to prayer center. What are you gonna tell yourself? I am a beautiful wildflower, right? All right, pulse up, pulse. If you're fully reclined, you can bring your fingers lightly to your temples, keeping your elbows open wide. Pulse here. I'm going to extend my arms long on this ball, and I'm going to reach my hands toward my legs, toward the front of the room. Little teeny pulses. What are pulses? Little lifts, little lowers. Breathe. Take the hands parallel to each other. Reach through the arms, surrounding the right knee. Breathe. Pulse. You got it. Little twist here. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Back to center. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Maybe lean back even more and pulse little or teenier pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Oh, they're effective, believe you me. Take the hands parallel to each other. Surround the left knee. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little teeny pulses. You got it. Going on. Perfect. Arms back to center. Pulse, 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 pulse. We're going to come back onto our back now. Maybe you lean back on this ball. How does it feel for you? Maybe it doesn't feel good. I'm going to lean all the way back to my shoulders. I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to remove this ball from behind my low back. I'm going to roll my spine down onto the mat. Take a brief pentacle pose. What is that? It's a resetting pose. Feet spread wide, heels to the bottoms of your mat. Arms spread wide, so you're dividing your body like into a big letter X. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it go. A Pilates move. Let's do Pilates bicycle. Tammy, I thought of you. Reminiscing, right? Our mothers used to do this, didn't they? And it worked for them. Let's do it. Send your legs up to the sky. Legs go up, feet go up. Bicycle. Ride a bicycle. Pedal. Holding on to the hips. You're good and stable. Keep your neck straight. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Pilates bicycle. Breathe, breathe. Oh, how are you doing? You can do it. Slowly finish with the legs. Let your toes come overhead. They don't have to go very far. Maybe little flutter kicks here overhead. Breathe. You don't have to go very far. Maybe you do come farther and your toes touch the ground. Finish. Come on up. Roll onto your spine. Come on up to seated. Find your ball. Place the ball, perhaps, between the ankles. Perhaps rest your low calves on them. You decide, or have nothing at all. We're going to do Pilates hundreds. Come back to reclined. You're on your back, arms down by your sides. Oh, rest here. Take this moment. Ball, like I said, under the ankles or calves, or between the ankles if you like, or no ball at all. When you're ready, Pilates hundreds. Lift your arms up off the ground several inches and pat as if you're patting the ground. Peel your shoulders up. Stay right here. Maybe lift your legs up, or you're balancing them on that ball, or you're squeezing the ball between your ankles. The idea here is that we're going to pat the ground 100 times. You don't have to pat the ground 100 times. We'll pat it as many times as you want. Keep your shoulders down, away from the ears. Reach your fingers toward the bottom of the mat. Pat, pat, pat. Maybe peel the shoulders up a little more. Maybe lift the legs a little more, or lower the legs a little bit. Feel the tightness in the core. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Thank you, Joseph Pilates, for this great, great core strengthening pose. Just breathe. Let's finish right about now. What do you think? You want to finish? I think we should finish. Let's come on down. Stretch your arms high overhead, stick pose. Palms touch, reach through your fingers, point your toes. Big breath in. Oh, big breath out. Come on up to a seated position. Come on up. Let's grab our weights. Grab your weights. We're going to do a crescent lunge here. All right, if you don't want to do the weights, and you want to come into the lunge with a block, like we do many other days of the week, feel free to do that. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, right knee over right ankle. You can stay on your knees and use your weights here. Lift them up to the sky and bring them down to your shoulders. That's a fine option, all right? Another option would be to tuck your back toes under, pop on up so that knee is elevated just above the earth. Let's take the weights to our shoulders. As the weights go up to the sky, straighten through your legs. Think of like a triangle in your legs. And as you exhale, bring the weights down to your shoulders while bending your knees, hovering that back knee above the earth, just a couple inches. Up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Up on the inhale, straighten the legs if you want. Totally fine to stay down on your knees, no big deal. Lift and lower. Oh, you got it. Lift, maybe the knee touches down just to kiss the earth, and then back up. And then let's come on down. Both knees meet, weights by your sides. Switch your legs. You're on your right knee now. Left knee comes forward. Start to lift and lower the weights to your shoulders. Or, not better, not worse, just different. Tuck the back right toes under. When you're ready, lift the weights up and straighten through the legs. Come on down a little bit. Back on up. Or come on down a lot. And back up. Lift and lower. Woo! Knees are loving you, right? How are you doing? You got it. Woo! Keep your balance. Come on down and up. Down and up. Down. This time, come on up. Put the weights by your hip. Slip the right foot up to meet the left. Come on up to standing. We're going to use the weights some more. Hips. Woo! Mobile. Flexible. You got it. All right. Weights to your shoulders. Weights overhead. Weights to your shoulders. Overhead. Breathe. Maybe one weight at a time or both. Oh, how are you doing? Yes, it's all good. Take a break if you need to. Do one arm, then the other. Do it slower. It's all good. All right, weights are lifted high to the sky. Flip them so your palms are facing forward. Hold on to those weights. Lower them to cactus arms. Lift and lower. Cactus arms. Breathe. Keep your gaze forward. You got it. Strong in the arms, strong in the shoulders. You can do it. All right, let's finish. Bring the weights down by your sides. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Wiggle your shoulders, soften them up. Tee out your arms, weights in your hands. Pulse the weights down. Little teeny pulses down like a little bird flying. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Flip your hands so your palms are up. Little teeny pulses, up, up, up. Breathe, breathe. Still your hands, bend your elbows, draw the weights to your shoulders, and tee out your arms. Weights to shoulders, tee out your arms. Alternate them if you want. One arm extends, one arm bends. Maybe look, turn your head to the direction of the extended arm. Breathe. Maybe both arms at the same time. Still, turn your neck. One direction, then the other. Breathe. Strong arms. You got it. Breathe. All right, let's finish. Arms float down by your sides. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Whenever anything floats down, it feels good. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Take your arms, sweep them forward. Pulse your arms up. Little teeny pulses, like you're serving a tray of Friday night cocktails. Breathe. Alternate. Little lifts, little lowers in the hands. Little pulses up, little pulses down. Now serve the tray. Both arms at the same time. Oh my goodness, how are your arms feeling? Let's bring the shoulders down. Or let's bring the weights down by our side. Soften in your shoulders. All right, shoulders are back and down. Good, strong, solid posture. Hold on to those weights. Pop on up to the balls of your feet. Or not, you make the call. Sink on down. Slide your back like down the back wall. Hold on here. Higher on the toes, maybe. Sink a little lower in the knees, maybe. Pulse the weights to the back of the room. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Find your balance. Pulse the weights in towards your low back. Keep your balance. If you fall out, no big deal. Get back in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Sink a little lower, maybe. Hold. Quads are on fire, right? Breathe, breathe. Let's bring the weights gently down by our sides, shoulders away from the ears. Just the legs. Little teeny pulses down. Maybe you're still on the balls of your feet or not. Little teeny pulses down. Think of a slow going elevator. Down, down, down. Breathe, breathe. Take it not too low. Just hold on till the quads are on fire. You got it. Let's finish. Straighten the legs. Bring the weights back to your shoulders. Flip the weights so they're facing the front of your room. One at a time. Lift, lift to the sky and down to the shoulders. Lift, lift, lift. All right, weights to your shoulders, weights down by your sides. Take a little wider stance. Get good and stable here. Put a little bend in your elbows. Cross body punches. With the weight to one side, extend it to the other. Bring it back to your armpit. Little cross body punches. All right, how's that? Stay low so you're nice and stable and comfortable. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Cross body punches. Maybe take the punches a little higher to the upper corners of your room. Breathe, breathe. How you doing? Maybe you've already ditched the blocks or the weights. Totally fine. All right, come on up to standing, nice and straight. Take the weights, fold forward. Whew, keep them in your arms for a second. Let the weights be heavy. Little forward fold, little bend in the knees. Shake the shoulders, let it feel good. Place the weights to the side. Roll your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Hands to prayer center, back to your mantra. I am, fill in the positive blank. Hands at prayer center, let's do tree. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Tree pose, we do this a lot. Great balancing pose. Chair nearby, countertop, it's all good. Bend your right leg, place the sole of the right foot inside the left leg. Maybe it's a kickstand, maybe it comes up higher, or maybe it comes higher still. Just don't put the foot onto the knee. Adjust your hips, hold on to your hips. Maybe this is your tree today. Maybe hold on to the counter or your chair. I'm gonna grow my branches. All that means is raising the arms like branches of a tree and sway them. Look to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Breathe, find your balance. If you fall out, no big deal, get back in. Challenge yourself and move. Maybe close the eyes and take a long blink. See what you can do. When you're ready, guide the knee back to the front of the room. Plant the right foot next to the left, other side. Bend into the left knee. Root into the solid foundational leg. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Slip the foot up to wherever speaks to you. Hands to prayer center. Hold it right here. Totally great place to be. We're working on balance. So important. Balance. You lose it as you get older. It's incremental. Every 10 years or so, well, every day if you don't use it, but it's measurable. In each decade, you significantly lose your ability to balance unless you practice. Move your arms, sway them about. Try, maybe be really close to that chair. Maybe try to close your eyes for a second or two to build that confidence. You got it. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the left foot next to the right. You did it. We've been working on this a lot this week. We're gonna do it again. Big balancing pose. Stick with me. Let's give it a go. Arms go high, extended mountain. Lift. Lift the right leg up into your one-legged mountain. Draw the toes toward the shin. Lift out of your hips. Lift out of your fingertips. You got it. Take a big step forward. Warrior three. Weight into the right leg. Little bend in the right leg. Left leg lifts a little or higher. Parallel arms. Reach to the front of the room. Maybe you decide to keep your hands on your hips. It's all good. Reach through your warrior three, then sweep the left leg back to a one-legged mountain. Do it again to your warrior three. Reach through your fingers or hold the hips. Lift the left leg up. Hold it. Breathe. From here, take it back to your one-legged mountain. Lengthen, reach, stretch. Plant the left foot next to the right. Keep your arms nice and lifted. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften up. Let's do one-legged mountain on the other side. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Lengthen here. Take a big step out. Hinge forward. Take your warrior three. Maybe the back leg lifts just a little. Maybe it lifts a lot more and you bring your body into the shape of a capital letter T. Remember the option, hands on your hips or hold on to that chair. Lift that right leg. Sweep it through, one-legged mountain, nice and high and lifted. Reach, do it again. Warrior three. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You've got it. One-legged mountain. One more time, hold it. Right leg comes down, meets the left. Hands back to prayer center. Admire yourself for a minute. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You got it. Spread your legs wide, open your eyes. Horse pose. Bring your heels in a teeny little bit. Bend your knees. Outside of the knees to the back of the room. Hands to prayer center. Pop on up to the balls of those feet. Hold it here. Sink your shoulders back over your hips. Sink lower. Pulse it down. Little teeny pulses. Breathe. Focus. Forward. You got this. Sink nice and low and hold it. Alternate heel touchdowns. One to the earth, then the other. All right, bring them all back up. Heels are up. You're on the balls of your feet. Sink lower and pulse lower. You got it. Pulse, pulse, pulse. No problem holding on to a chair here. Maybe you got a chair in front of you. All good. Make it work. For you, sink good and low. Hold it here. Shoulders back. Over the hips. Alternate heel touchdowns. Breathe, breathe. Embrace the shake, baby. You got it. Finish up. Plant your heels, 5-pointed star. Remember we did pentacle on our backs? Similar thing. Wiggle your hips. Palms touch overhead, little goddess pose. Bring your foot to meet the other foot. Arms down by your sides. Fold forward. Walk your hands forward. Plant your feet, or send them feet back. Hinge forward, high plank. Push into the earth. Then bend your elbows. Come on down. Take your arms long to the top of your mat like Superman. Oh, that's what we're doing, Superman. All right, lift one leg, then the other, or both. Balance on your pelvis. Keep your head long, lengthen up, maybe lift the legs a little higher, and add in the arms. Fly like Superman as you balance on your pelvis. Hold here. Take it to a Pilates swimmer. Start to kick your feet. Arms are just gonna move because the feet are kicking. Swim, swim, swim. Still your body. Back to Superman. Sweep your arms back like a big old airplane. Palms face down. Fingers reach toward the pinky edges of your feet. Lift a little higher in the chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Finish. Hands come underneath your collarbones. Legs plant down. Push into your strong arms. Come on up to a seal pose. Soften in your bottom. Come on up to standing on your knees. Take your hands to your low back, hands to your low back, elbows squeeze towards your spine. Look forward. Look forward to good things. Look forward. Now look up to even better things. Maybe look directly overhead, pushing your hips forward, breathe. Finish, shoulders over your hips. Come on down, grab a seat. Take your legs good and long, nice and straight. Challenge yourself. You can challenge yourself by placing a block under your feet and act as if, if you were 90 degrees different, you'd be standing on the block. Or you could take your strap or your towel and make your legs longer. We're gonna reach for our feet after we reach for the sky. Lengthen up. Parallel arms, reach good and forward. You using either your strap under your feet, give it a pull. Nothing at all, totally fine. Reach for your calves, whatever you can reach. Hold on to them, hug your elbows in and fold forward. Or reach for that block and pull and stretch and look to your knees. All right, when you're done, finish up. Bring your legs nice and wide. Bring the block in between your legs or 2 blocks between your legs. Legs spread wide, even help them open a little bit. Hinge forward, place your head onto your block setup. For your wide-legged forward fold, breathe. Maybe you place your forearms on your blocks and you're happy there. Be happy wherever you are because you're on your mat. So be happy on your mat. It's a happy place. It's time for you. All right, how far do you want to take this stretch? Let it feel great. And then finish. Come on up, legs together. We are almost done and almost ready to go into our final Shavasana. Towel and eye shade at the top of your mat. We're gonna finish out in some familiar poses. Come on down to reclined. Bend your heels, that'd be fun. Bend your knees, bring your heels up towards your bottom. Arms are down by your sides. Bridge pose, press on up. In your hips, wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Little teeny pulses, up. Up, up. You got it. Breathe. Let's lift the right leg up to the sky. Little teeny pulses of that right leg. Up, up, up to the sky. Bring the leg to 45 degrees. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Push hard into that foundational left foot. Right leg bends. Foot comes down. Readjust. Back at the midline. Press high into your bridge. Hold it. Little pulses. Up, up, up. Maybe that's where you stay. Maybe that's where you want to stay. Maybe that's where your body says, stay. Listen to it. Stay. Listen to your body. Don't listen to your mind. All right. Body says, hey, this is okay. Lift your left leg up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 45 degrees. Pulse, pulse, pulse. You're strong. hold on, push, pulse, you got it. Left foot meets right, hips, both, pulse, up, up, up to the sky. Push them up good and high, hold them right here. Roll your spine down, one Lego block at a time. Roll it on down. Nice job. Both legs go long on your mat. No surprises here, supine twist. Bend your right leg, hug your right knee in. Left leg is long on your mat. Left toes toward your left shin. Circle the right ankle this way and that way. Hug the knee in even more. Your arms are good and strong. You lifted a lot of weights. Hug the knee in. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline of your body. Supine twist. Roll onto your left hip. Tee out your right arm. Right shoulder stays down. Look to the right. Embrace the twist. Remember, we started out in our warm-up in a gentle big coat swing where we twisted. So here we are, taking it even deeper. All right, bring your right hip down. Hug the knee in again. Circle the ankle a little bit, this way and that. Right leg meets left, long on the mat. Right calf is down. Help yourself by drawing the right toes towards your shin. Left knee hugs up towards your chest. Left knee hugs in. Shoulders are down. Circle the ankle. Right and left. Right hand guides this left knee across the midline of your body as you roll onto your right hip. Right hand encourages the left knee down to whatever feels right. Left arm tees out. Send your gaze. Maybe you're going toward your gaze is going toward the ceiling of the wall. Maybe you take it all the way to the left wall. Maybe you take it to look at your left hand. Breathe. Left hip comes back to the earth. Knee goes up to the sky. Interlaced fingers. Hug the knee in as you circle it this way and that. Breathe. Send both legs long onto your mat. Now bend both knees, drawing your heels up. Keep your heels down as long as you can. Keep bending the knees. Hug them up towards your bottom. Then lift the knees and heels up. Left hand grabs under left knee. Right hand under right knee. Rock a little bit from side to side. Maybe rock a lot from side to side. What feels good? Happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. Bring your spine back to the midline of your body. Take your hands, capture inside your calves, inside your ankles, or inside your heels. Shoulders come back down. One leg extends to the sky. Then it bends, and the other leg, it's turned to extend and bend. Alternate like a little happy baby in its crib. Breathe. You got it. You can do it. You're not too old to be a happy baby. Stick with it. Just try. Maybe today, maybe you're just kind of holding onto your thighs and just kicking your legs up to the sky. Let it be. Send your legs nice and straight up toward the sky. Open them up into a big letter V like we did in that seated wide-legged forward fold. Press the inner thighs open. Breathe. Finish. Feet come together overhead. Slowly lower your legs. Feel your tailbone on your mat. Arms can be down by your sides, or maybe you prefer them teed out. Lower your legs, good and slow. You worked your core. You did 6 types of planks today. You are strong. Lower your legs. It'll prepare you for boat on Monday. Lower them nice and slowly. And you got it. Legs are down. Time for final Shavasana. Where's that eye shade and that towel? Cover your eyes. Arms down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine like you do in bridge. Fingertips reach toward the bottom of your mat. Shoulders are away from your ears. Feet are slightly spread. Pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's simple. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften everything from the area between your eyebrows down to your toes. Soft. Breathe. Eyes are heavy in their eye sockets. Your arms are heavy. So are your legs. But your heart is light. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Rest, recover, restore, and rejuvenate. Breathe in, breathe out. right. You know the drill. If you want to stay longer in your final Shavasana pose, you've got your remote control nearby, hit pause. And then whenever you're ready to unpause, resume your practice and conclude. Right now, it's time for me to wrap up the hour. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. Refreshing, renewed. That's what my practice did for me. And exhale, realizing I've got to take time to smell the flowers, to relax, to find peace. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead. Take that big good morning stretch like you do every morning before you get out of bed. Because you'll think about your yoga and think, oh, I'm going to incorporate my yoga off of my mat as I enjoy movement throughout this day. Exhale, bend the knees and the elbows and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in the top shoulder, eyes are closed. Come back to your little mantra. I am able. I am accomplished. I am strong. And also, I am done. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Float on up with or without your hands. Just know, are you using them or not? Your choice. Think about using your strong core whenever you can. Come to a strong seated position. Bring your hands back to a position of gratitude at prayer center. Lengthen up through your spine and soften up as you exhale. Gently blink, your eyes open. You did it. 1 hour. You did barre, you did Pilates, you did weights, you did yoga. You're awesome. You really are. You did it. You did it. How many people that you know are doing it? Tell your friends about us. Have them join in and do the yoga too. They'll benefit from it. Every day we practice, 1 hour live, start to finish, no cuts. It's just like a real class, so all kinds of things happen. But it's good. It's real. Let me know what you like. You can tell me in our group on Facebook. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. Ask and I'll let you in. All right, every flower that has ever bloomed has had to go through a lot of dirt to get there. So bloom where you're planted, you beautiful thing. Have a great day. See you on your mats tomorrow. Love you guys. Goodbye. Hello, darling. How are you? You're just a good girl. Have a great weekend. Faithfulness, faithfulness to your practice, faithfulness to yourself, faithfulness to the goodness in your body. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad that you're still practicing with me and allowing me to practice with you. Remember, the only way you form a path is by keep walking it. So keep up with the yoga. Keep doing it and good things will happen. I promise. Tell your friends about the yoga you've been doing. They can check out our website. It's www.316yoga.com. They can show up. They can do our yoga. Visit that website if you'd like to support our broadcast. Otherwise, bring your dog to yoga. Have fun with your practice and just show up and create those good habits with that new path of being here. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye.